I made a post, I think yesterday or the day before that, where I'm sharing that on Instagram I've had to turn my comments off because I have experienced so much anti-Semitism on there that it's like ridiculous. I didn't realize that Instagram was a fucking jungle. And everybody under that post was, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry you have to experience this. The world is crazy, whoop-de-woo, la-di-da. Except one person. There was a woman who commented and said, as a Christian, I've experienced being called so many horrible names. Girl, no, you haven't. I grew up Christian and was a black Christian at that. Ain't nobody calling you names. I'm going to say this, and this might be controversial. I feel like Christians, not all, but most Christians, Christianity is the white women of religions. A lot of y'all want to be victimized so bad. Y'all want to be victims so bad, like these white women who claim they're being trafficked all the fucking time. Y'all want to be victimized so bad. Y'all want the world to think that y'all have it so hard, when in reality, y'all are the ones doing the victimizing. Not one time in my years as a Christian, and it was a lot of years, did anybody call me a name because I was a Christian. This world was unfortunately built on racism and Christianity. So ain't nobody in America calling you no weird name because you're Christian. And if somebody is calling you a weird name, you did something to deserve it. Every single Christian that I have met in my entire life, past and present, and I'm sure in the future, who has claimed that they were being persecuted, were bullies. And they just didn't like being called out. So they called being called out persecution. They called being held accountable persecution. They called their kids who questioned how they abused them when they were children disrespect. A lot of Christians seek attention, especially in a moment where I am expressing frustration in my experience, and then you make it about yourself. I was bullied in high school, not because I was a Christian, but because I was seen as an easy target to a lot of the bullies. Not once did any of those bullies call me, something crazy because I was a Christian. As a matter of fact, the bullies were front row in church singing all the goddamn choir every single week. I lived next door to a bully who made fun of me for not going to church every Sunday. So no, I'm so sorry. If you're a Christian, in America especially, I do not believe that you are just being persecuted and just getting this hard time from people. No. I do believe people are starting to question you. I do believe, since I'm a part of the healing generation, which is millennials. Yes, I am a millennial. I'm right at the cusp. But I do believe that since I'm a part of the healing generation who's questioning everything and going to therapy, a lot of parents are being held accountable. A lot of aunts and uncles are being held accountable. A lot of friendships are being examined. And a lot of people are feeling uncomfortable because now the mirror is being turned on them and they can no longer get by with the excuse of just pray about it. Now people want actual real-time solutions and changed behavior. So while I might believe that you're being persecuted if you are perhaps in a country that is not based on Christianity, I might believe it, but not in America. I'm gonna need you to be so freaking for real. Okay? Be so freaking for real. Now I, on the other hand, on a daily effing basis, experience anti-Semitic remarks from people. Either they're being racist and questioning whether or not I'm Jewish as a black person, or they automatically assume that I'm a convert. Couldn't be that, maybe I was born from a Jewish mom. That's not possible. People are just ignorant and they got to make stupid comments. Little do they know, in the Jewish religion, you're Jewish. Jewish is Jewish is Jewish. Doesn't matter if you were born or converted. It's all the same. That's why it's considered an insult to ask somebody if they've converted. And I've also experienced people assuming that I agree with the mass genocide that happened in Gaza, that is still happening in Gaza today. People who do not know me, they just see my necklace, and for some reason, if you're Jewish, that's automatically what you believe in. You believe in mass genocide. It's not. Jewish does not automatically equal Zionist. But people are too fucking dumb to do research and understand that. And at the very end of the day, nothing's worse than when you are having an emotional moment and somebody comes along and makes it about them. It's rude. I'm not calling you a narcissist, but that is very narcissistic. You lack compassion and you lack empathy. So, In closing, if people are calling you names, you probably deserve those names.